domain authority of 67, a trust flow of 51, with 4,000 referring domains. 4,000! I can't believe it's been 3 weeks since I've done a 10-minute, £10 banger episode, so I thought, I've not had a chance to look at domains much recently, so now's as good a time as any. Let's go through the list of domains on easy expired domains. We're going to set quality filters, price filters, and just see what there is, see what we can find, and hopefully find a £10 banger. A banger of domain that costs just £10, around $14. We've had a lot of luck in the past. Hopefully this time is no different. So let's get to it. Could you start the timer? Right, so we're just going to get straight into it. I haven't had a look at the domains over the weekend. I was really busy yesterday, so this will be quite interesting to see what's available today. As always, filters, trust flow 15, domain authority 15, referring domains I'm going to stick as 100 today. Get some good ones. Maximum price, I'm going to give myself $15. No, I'm not. I'm going to stick it back to $14. There we go. Nice and restrictive. Oh, straight away, historylearningsite.co.uk. That's probably a good one with a trust flow of 51 and a domain authority of 67. Now, you're probably going to have to spend more than 10 quid to get that. You're not going to get that for a tenner. That's going to be caught at a DropCatch, and then you're going to go through the auction process. So if you really want to get it for a cheap price, go find a DropCatch service or a back order that doesn't then go to auction, one that deals with first come, first serve. Now, unfortunately, they don't always tend to be the ones that are more likely to catch the domain as it drops. So that is very likely going to go to a company that does auctions after the fact. So you can try and get it. That won't go for a tenner. I'm going to discount that one, even though that's probably amazing. It's got traffic of 1,800 a month. It's got 4,000 referring domains. Wow. historylearningsite.co.uk. Now, if that was on a .com, unbelievable. As a .co.uk, that's going to go for, I'd say, at least a few thousand. So michaelowen.com, if you don't know, he was a footballer, British footballer. So personally, I don't have a way to monetize fan sites and things like that. Obviously, we could all build up that sort of business. I don't have that. So I'm not really going to be looking into that. That's on an expired domain auction. If you can get that, I mean, that doesn't expire for the 21st of July. It's currently the 23rd of June. That's going to ramp up. Let's find a £10 banger. Let's go. Sav pending delete. What do we have? Royal Hotel EO. It's good stats. Don't know about the name so much. Another .co.uk. But it's got some traffic coming to it. Now, .co.uk's don't tend to fetch quite as much as a .com, but they do sell. You know, the UK is a first world country for the time being. And yeah, the domains do sell quite well, especially ones with traffic and incredible stats like that. Some of the DropCatch, you can try and get that. Birds of Britain. Oh. Last video I had beer, meat and babes. This time we got Birds of Britain. That could be a nature site, or it could be like a drunk night out video compilation website. They tend to do quite well on shorts platforms and things like that. Birds of Britain, it's probably going to be a nature site. Let's take a deeper look. We got, yeah, birding, recreation, pets, environment. Yeah. Now see, it's had a relatively consistent sort of content change on the website. So you can see that there's been a lot of activity on the website. This is how much content's been posted generally. I mean, it's snapshots, but that's analogous to how much content's been posted on the website. So the more content and the more popular a website, the more snapshots that it will get. And you can see that the highest one has somewhere in the region of 60 snapshots. So that's been quite an active website. You know, it's been probably updated quite a bit. Definitely one to look into. Let's see what the backlink profile is saying. So the backlink profiles are pretty good, apart from this French one on our British website. What's that doing? But yeah, the anchor texts all look, they're very varied, spread across quite a lot. The heaviest ones are just the name of the website or the domain name without the extension. That's not a big deal. They're not hammering the keyword anchor text, which used to be somewhat of a problem. So that's good. birdsofbritain.co.uk, I like that one. I like that one. cuttingedge.org. What we got? 32 trust flow. Domain authority is approaching double the trust flow, which is not a great sign. The 30-year-old domain, 1,400 referring domains, but you can see the number of backlinks, 43,000 backlinks on 43,000 backlinks on 1,400 domains. That's a lot of backlinks per domain. So we'll look a little deeper. Topical trust flows are about religion, societal issues, literature, science. It's quite varied, but then we have role-playing games in there. Slightly dubious of that. Backlink profile is exercises, cutting edge, Russian mercenaries flying. So that's quite varied. You might want to look into that a little deeper if it's one that you're interested in. See, this spike in activity here, I would think that it had an original website here and then it dropped. Someone picked it up, spammed the website, probably let it drop or just let it go idle for a bit and then it picked up steam. That's one to look into, to be fair. Is it still $1? Obviously our prices, they are updated throughout the day, but they're not to the minute updates. So current bid is $6 on that one. $6 if you like, cuttingedge.org. That auction runs till next month. So there's still a week and a half left on that one. That's going to ramp up. expodatabase.com. I've already looked into that one previously. I know that's at an auction and it's already $70 or so. In fact, let's see. DropCatch doesn't actually show their prices in their domains feed, which is why we don't have the price for them on the website. But yeah, as you can see, that's going to go high. So I'm not looking at that one for this. Soria Goig, I don't know what that could be, but it's getting traffic, which means it's been, or likely means that it's been indexed in the search engines recently. Activity is suspicious, but suspicious around 2006 or, I'm not going to say it, but around 2006 or 2007. Sorry, I am an idiot. So it's getting traffic. It looks like its recent history has been fairly consistent. You may want to look into that. Let's have a look in the Wayback Machine. While that's opening up, let's see what the topics are for Soria Goig. Europe, regional, literature, dictionaries, genealogy and biology. Okay, interesting. I'm not going to go too deeply into this one. I just want to get a quick idea of what the content is recently and then what it is in the past. Now, if I was looking to buy this domain, I'd look at snapshots from every year and get a bit more specific about it. But wow. So that hasn't changed since 2011 at least. Calling it on the surface, amazing domain. Good luck with that one, boys. Trust flow of 34, 364 referring domains, 40 on the domain authority. So the domain authority and the trust flow are consistent at least. They're decent as well. Anything above 30 is very nice. Current price, $9. Has it gone up recently? No, it's still on its opening bid. But again, 27 days. Good luck getting that for £10. Now, let's try and find a £10 banger. Avresources.org. What have we got here? 31.40. That's good. $6 on GoDaddy. Quick chat of the activity. Up and down. May have been dropped once or twice. Worth looking into, in my opinion. Right, you know what? Expiry. When's the expiry? So still going down. Mail X Mail. Oh, DropCatch. Koi mag. Oh, if you're into fishing, Koi mag. Sav pending delete now. Something like that. It's on a .co.uk, slightly less desirable, so there'll be less competition at the drop catchers. You probably have a reasonable chance of getting that at one of the first come first serve drop catchers. It doesn't drop for another couple of months though. Jesus. That's going to get some activity. All I can say is that a lot of the domains that we're looking at today, they are quite desirable, let's say. Quite desirable. So we could have a look at the expired domains. Let's see what expired domains we've got. Anything? Bit of a fail today, I'm not going to lie. Didn't find anything or didn't find much for £10. Ran out of time. Didn't keep my eye on the ball. I'm not going to lie. I had a friend coming round to do some boxing, so we've done that, and now I'm filming the ending here. So looking back over the domains, I can see that birdsofbritain.co.uk is probably the pick for this one. Not because I think it's going to go for the highest. I think it's probably a domain that you can get for not much more than the DropCatch fee, if you don't just get it straight out for that. But I think later on down the line that could give you the biggest uplift, because I think to the right buyer, or even, you know, to turn it into a PBN site yourself, that's going to be a cracking domain, but it's not unrealistic that you might get something like that. So a lot of the other ones like Koi mag and Expo database is already higher than that. A lot of these are going to go to auction. For the next time, I think the lessons I've learned from this are the next time I'm going to filter by the date of expiry, so only look at auctions that are going to be ending soon. And I may even start looking at the slightly lower stat domains, because it's all good and well looking at the 35 plus trust flows and domain authorities, but if we're not going to find them in this price range, then maybe we need to set our sights a little bit more realistically. So that's another lesson that we can learn from this. Also, 10 minutes is not very long. I was just looking through the domains, and you can see there's a lot on there. There are literally 55 million plus domains in this database on easyexpireddomains.com. So out of all of these domains, what do you think is the most interesting? Because there's a lot with really high stats, like historylearningsite.co.uk, a domain authority of 67, a trust flow of 51, with 4,000 referring domains. 4,000! That is a huge amount. 1,800 traffic a month. I don't know what it's going to go for, but it's certainly not going to be an easy one to get hold of. If you can get that, lovely, lovely domain. You know, pending background checks and whatnot. It's probably been spammed, but still, you can't knock that, really. So, again, so let me know in the comments what domains you think were the most interesting to you. Are you a football fan? Do you like michaelowen.com? Who knows? Let me know. I'm always interested. And if you love the videos, let me know. If you hate the videos, let me know. If you hate my face, that's fine. If you've got any requests for something that you want me to cover in a video, I'm looking to do some more guides again, like my PBN guide. If you want to check that out, that is a really good guide. It goes right the way through from ideation of your PBN, what you want to target, how to plan it out, and then how to find the domains, what domains to be looking for, where to look for them, and then even all the way to registering, keeping them hidden to prevent your footprints, and then building your PBN websites on top. It's a full guide, multiple videos. It is quite long, but if you want to learn and you are a beginner, check out the PBN guide series. I'll link it somewhere here. Yeah, check it out. I think I've said enough. I'm going to stop talking now. Bye.